I-Series The Human Blueprint Episode 3, Julius Caesar, The Legacy, Hunger. Chapter 1, The Morning War. You know that feeling? You wake up, and before you even open your eyes, you've already lost. Your room is a disaster, your phone is screaming with notifications, and honestly, you just feel small, like you're a background character in a movie about someone else's life. But today, the silence is worse than the noise. You check your feed, and it feels like everyone is building an empire while you're just trying to find matching socks. You see a 22-year-old starting a company, another friend getting a promotion, and you feel this itch, this panic. You're terrified that if you died today, your only legacy would be a Netflix watch history and a few unliked photos. You don't want a to-do list. You want to be remembered. You want to be someone. Chapter 2. The original social climber. That's why we're obsessed with Caesar. We see the marble statues and the laurel wreaths. But here's the secret. Caesar was the world's first modern personal brand. He didn't just want power. He wanted to be a legend. The Alexander Complex. There's a story that when Caesar was 33, he saw a statue of Alexander the Great and started crying. Why? Because by that age, Alexander had conquered the world, and Caesar felt like he'd done nothing. That's the first century version of looking at a 30 under 30 list and feeling like a failure. He spent his whole life running away from the fear of being just another guy. He didn't love Rome, he loved the idea that Rome would never forget his name. It was a beautiful lie. Chapter 3. The Insight. But let me tell you what they don't mention in those power move seminars. The man who conquered Gaul couldn't conquer the emptiness of his own ego. His personal life? A series of calculated moves. Every marriage was a political deal. Every speech was a performance. He chased glory like it was the only thing that could make him real. He wrote his own history books, literally, just to make sure he looked like the hero. He built a masterpiece of a reputation on top of a life where he couldn't trust his best friends. Sound familiar? We curate our online lives, building a digital monument, but we become total strangers to the person living inside the skin. Chapter 4. The Conqueror's Grind. So, you try it. You wake up your inner conqueror. You stop living and start documenting. You don't enjoy the meal, you take a photo of it. You don't have a hobby, you have a side hustle. You become a machine of self-promotion, and for a second it feels amazing. You're finally notable. You have the influence. The reality check. But look at our little stickman now. His profile looks perfect. The likes are pouring in. But look at his face. He has the attention, but he forgot how to be present. He's famous in a cloud of data, but he's alone in his living room. Is it really immortality if you have to kill your private joy to feed your public image? Chapter 5. The Ides of March in a digital cage. Caesar ended up on the floor of the Senate, betrayed by the very people he tried to impress. He won the history books, sure, but he lost the only life he actually had to live. And that's the risk we take. If you spend your life building a statue of yourself, you might win the war against being forgotten, but you'll end up ruling a kingdom of stone. Closing. Order is a tool, not the destination. Don't build a cage and call it a palace. Be the architect of your life, not its tyrant. See you in the next blueprint.